Hi and welcome to my channel. I'll be showing you how to make this super easy beginner friendly baby octopus. So you're gonna need one color for the body of your baby octopus, a 5mm crochet hook or whatever size you need, a pair of scissors, a stitch marker, some safety eyes, and finally some stuffing to stuff your octopus. Now let's get started. So we're going to grab our yarn and we're going to make a slip knot. And to do that, you're going to put it on your finger, cross it over, and then you can pull it through that loop. And you should be able to tighten and loosen it on your hook. Then we're going to do a chain 2. 1 and 2. We're going to start off by doing 6 single crochets in that first chain that we made. So I should have 1, I'm going to do a second one, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6. If there's a little hole in the middle, you can just pull that yarn tail to tighten it. So now for the next row, we're going to be doing an increase round, which means we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch. So that means we're going to do 1 single crochet in the stitch, and then we're going to put our stitch marker in. And in that same stitch we just put our single crochet in, we're going to do another one in there. And that's 1 increase. We should have 12 stitches at the end of this round, and I'll meet back up with you at the end of this round. Once we finish that round, we should have 12 stitches all around. And for the next round, we're going to be doing a single increase round. So we're going to alternate between single crochets and increased stitches. And we're going to start off with a single crochet and we should end off with an increase. And I'll meet back up with you at the end of this row. We should have 18 stitches at the end of that round, and our next round will be a single crochet round. But before we do that, we're going to put our crochet hook up and we're going to grab the yarn tail and bring it down so that it's no longer sticking out of the head. And now we can get started on the single crochet round, and I'll meet back up with you at the end. For this round, we're going to be doing something a little different, and we're going to be doing a decrease. So to do that, we're going to put our hook in the stitch, we're going to grab the yarn, then we're going to go into the next stitch, grab the yarn, and pull through all of them. So that's a decrease. And we'll be using it throughout the rest of this octo. So after this, we're going to be doing 7 single crochets and then a decrease. So we're going to do 1 single crochet, a second single crochet, a third one, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to do a decrease. So put your stitch in, grab, put your hook in the next stitch, grab, and pull through all. And then we should do 7 more single crochets or just single crochet until the end. At the end of that row, we should have 16 stitches, and we're just going to do a super easy single crochet round for this next round. And I'll meet back up with you at the end. As you can tell, our octopus is starting to look like an octo, and we have one row after this, which is the tentacles. So for this row, it's going to be just decreases, and you should have 8 stitches at the end. We're now going to do the tentacles, and to do that, we won't need our stitch marker anymore, and we're going to chain 5. Now we're going to slip stitch in the next stitch. So to do a slip stitch, you do basically the same thing as a single crochet, except you don't yarn over. So you just pull through, like so. And we're just going to continue chaining 5 and doing tentacles all around until you have 8 tentacles or reach the end. Once you've reached the end, we're just going to pull our crochet hook out and cut off the strand. We can use our crochet hook to pull it out, and then we can tie a knot to secure it. And then you can just hide it in the body. Now we'll add the eyes to the body. You can grab your stuffing and stuff the octo now. You might be wondering why the octopus has a hole there. Well, we're going to be making a stopper so that the stuffing doesn't come out. Okay, so now we're going to take our working yarn again, and we're going to do another slip knot. So I'm just going to put that under and pull through. And we're also going to chain 2. So we're going to do 6 single crochets in that first stitch. And I'll meet up with you once I'm finished. We're now going to do an increase round, and we're just doing the same thing we did to start the octo, but this time we're finishing after this round. After this row, we can take out this stitch marker and cut off the yarn and pull through. So we're going to put our hook at the top hole, and we're going to pull through the last yarn tail we were just working with, and you can tie a knot. And there you have it, your very own baby octo.